Welcome to Warrington, home to Lewis and Rhys, two brothers at war.
Fuck off. Stop my cock.
The boys have absolutely no respect for their mum.
Don't do that face and listen!
And life in this house is getting to everyone.
Don't back chat, I'm telling you, because you've got the house.
We're not allowed to make a mark on the floor on my dad's shelf.
But her battle to control these badly behaving boys will only be half her challenge.
Listen to me. No, you're flying off the angle.
Can Supernanny tame these two tearaways?
Now, if you're going to fight, then you have to hold on the pram. We're going to school.
And get Mum and Dad working as a team before it's too late.
You know, I'm not a slave, I'm a human being, and you should treat me like one.
Well, the way I see things, I should just pack my stuff and go.
Simon Brown and Stephanie Smith live in Warrington with their 3 children. 9-month-old Lucy, 5-year-old Rhys, and 7-year-old Lewis.
Stop it.
Mum Steph works part-time as a travel agent, a welcome holiday from the horrors at home.
Look! Right! Stop it now!
Going to work is a rest for me. And if I could work every day, I think I would choose to.
And with Dad Simon working nights as a doorman and spending up to 2 hours a day in the gym, Steph is left to bear the brunt of the boys' bad behaviour alone.
As soon as Simon starts putting his tracksuit on, they start. He's got a nose when he's in trouble. Punching. Kicking.
What's the point?
Swearing.
You shut your mouth, fat face. Fuck off. You need to do that flipping
I'll
thing.
do it in a minute.
Stick your headphones.
But whilst the boys play havoc for Mum, Doorman Dad's no-nonsense approach means bad behaviour is banned whenever he's around.
Please get up here now.
They're really, really naughty.
You bastard.
No matter whether it's raining or whatever, and they have been really naughty, they get put outside for 5 or 10 minutes. If I did something wrong, I got a belt. And it's not done me no harm.
Get off me grass, now!
I do think he can be intimidating when he's shouting at them.
2 minutes ago, you didn't know where it was, so why is it in one of these now?
And discipline isn't the only thing Simon's keen on.
Simon is very, very house proud. I laugh and joke with my friends. We say he's got OCD. You know, the coasters on the table, they're not allowed to be out of place.
And although they may have a spotless home, bedtimes are a complete mess.
They either fall asleep down here, or if they've drove me that mad, I just think, right, well, I'm getting in bed, and they get in bed with me and actually lie down. I have Lewis at the bottom and Rhys at the top.
So by the time Dad comes home, he's barred from his own bed.
It'd be actually nice to come home, I'll go up the stairs and get in my own bed. But I can't get in my own bed because Lewis and Rhys are in it.
Simon has been sleeping on the sofa for at least 5 years. We don't really sleep in the same bed together. You know, the children are in the bed.
For goodness sake, they're only pillows.
The situation has Steph at her limit.
So exhausting, being in the same routine of coming home from work, shouting at them, sending them to bed, shouting at them.
Don't tell me Lewis threw it when you did.
A desperate Steph has called in Supernanny. She may have 17 years' experience, but can she tame these two tearaways and get this family back on track?
Hi. How are you? Pleased to meet you.
Fine, thank you.
I'm Jo. Hi. Hiya.
Hello, pleased to
Pleased
meet
to
you.
meet you. I'm Jo.
Simon.
What's your name?
Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. Pleased to meet you. I'm Jojo. And how old are you, Lewis?
7.
7. And what's your name?
Rhys.
Hi, Rhys. Pleased to meet you. And how old are you then?
5.
5. And how old is your baby sister?
9 months old.
What I'm going to...
Supernanny will spend her first day observing the family so she can get a full picture of the problems they're facing.
You guys...
And first things first, it's time for Mum to try and get Lewis and Rhys to school on time. They might only live a stone's throw away from the school, but as Supernanny's about to find out, each morning's walk is a real battle.
Lewis, you dare. You dare. Lewis and Rhys, wait there now. Put the stone down. Why? That's just hit that car. Lewis, out of there now. Rhys, put them stones down now. I said put the stones down. Rhys! No, don't tell me. Lewis threw it when you did. Hold on to that now.
Well, we've got a mum who's completely out of her depth here. We've got children not listening to her. We've got them throwing stones. It's dangerous. They're running into the roads. This needs to change.
That afternoon, Supernanny returns to continue her observation and finds the boys already wound up.
Take that glove off. Yeah. Wait. Just farted on my foot.
Why are you dirty now? Why are you disgusting? Put the boxing glove away now.
So is that normal for the boys and they start kicking off with one another?
Yeah. Usually when they come home from school,
Yeah.
when they get out of the car, they start kicking off when they come up the drive.
Yeah.
When you get them in, they're not too bad.
Yeah.
And then when I've gone out to go to the gym, that's when the fun and games begin.
Right, so you're at the house
I'm out the
and
house,
they kick
that's-
off when mum's looking after you.
Yeah. You good? Right? Don't we know, sir?
And true to form, with Simon off to the gym and Steph struggling to get tea ready, the boys seize the opportunity to run their mother ragged.
Rhys, you go out that front gate and
Mom!
It soon becomes clear to Supernanny just how little control Mum has.
Mom! Rhys is sleeping outside. Mom!
Yeah?
Rhys is using the shower.
Well, he better not be. Hey, do me a favour, just sit down, please, now.
Eventually, Steph manages to get the boys to sit down and confides to Supernanny about just how hard she's finding it.
You know, he doesn't realise how naughty they are for me. It's not fair that I'm constantly having a go at them, but they don't give me a break.
So do you feel that you're emotionally at a point where it just might snap?
Yeah, you know,
Mum, what's that one
So-
with him?
I do blame myself for it,
What do you blame?
because I just think I'm too soft.
But soft is something Simon certainly isn't, as Supernanny witnesses the moment he returns from the gym.
What are they doing now? Get out.
Sorry.
Get out. Get out of the house now. Go on. See how you like it now. Go on. Don't mess about out of the house. Go on. My smirking. Get out of the house. Go on. Get out. Go on. Fun and games. I'll play fun and games. Get out.
Sorry.
1, 2.
Sorry.
Get out. Get in there.
In the
Let's
kitchen.
it out.
It's clear to Supernanny that for Simon at least, the boys do behave.
Babe.
And later that evening, Supernanny sees once more how Simon keeps his house in order.
What are you doing in the window?
I want to tell
What are you doing in the window? Excuse me. Oi, you and all. Rhys, you're dragging a pen on the floor. Pick your pen up when you're near the carpet and take it in your bedroom, please. Go on, Lewis. Shut up with your lip. Oh, no pen on the floor.
So with the boys banished to their bedroom, Supernanny talks to Mum and Dad about their evening routine.
You go to work till what time in the morning?
Who's getting about 3, 3:45. But I can't get in bed because Lewis and Rhys are in the bed.
So you fall asleep on the couch
Yeah, and when
and you're
these
in
all,
the bed.
yeah, and when these all get up, that's when I get in my bed. Their bed, I should say. Don't call it my bed because it isn't my bed.
Don't you want to be in your own bed?
Yeah, dead right, I do.
And when Simon leaves for work, Steph is once again left to cope alone.
Mom!
Just hang on a minute.
It's clear that as soon as their father's back is turned, these two terrors are an accident just waiting to happen.
Right, well, I've asked you now how many times to stop fighting and you're not even listening to me.
Everything's very suffocated for them. They're not allowed to play with their toys downstairs, and it creates so much mayhem for when Simon leaves because the children just go wild when he's not around.
But there's no let-up in this house. And as bedtime approaches, Lewis and Rhys are still going strong.
My kids are hyper. They don't want to go to bed. It's 10 to 9. There's no bedtime routine, and tonight they're going to be up playing for a long while.
We're going in a minute.
I don't think you're funny. I want to do my ironing and I don't want your sister waking up, so can you please sit down and watch the TV? Because I'm warning you, if I've got to come in, I'm just going to keep coming in and sitting you down, so it's pointless you messing about. Right?
And with Steph stuck into her ironing, she leaves the kids to fall asleep on the sofa. It's another hour before Mum attempts to carry them upstairs.
10 o'clock. This is a normal evening for you.
I'm going to try and take Rhys to bed now.
First, Rhys is taken up to his bunk.
What are you doing?
Take me to bed.
What bed are you putting me in?
Whilst Lewis will spend the night in Steph's bed.
It's just one big palaver at bedtime and it shouldn't be happening. Those kids should be going to bed at a decent time and everybody should be able to get a good night's sleep. The fact that Simon's now going to come home early hours in the morning from work and have to sleep on the couch, I mean, that's just ridiculous. But looks like they've only got today to do it because tomorrow it all changes.
I would like...
Now it's time for her to tell it like it is.
I feel like you're both living like you were before you had kids. Because there's nothing that shows me, apart from walking into the children's bedrooms, that this is a home that has 3 beautiful children.
Don't like toys everywhere.
You know, maybe we take it too far, but they don't often play with toys, and maybe that's us, because we tell them to keep the toys upstairs.
The pair of you do have an element of wanting things controlled. They're not allowed to come out their room with their toys. They've got to stay in their room and play there. And that can be quite suffocating and lead to a lot of confrontation that you guys actually get yourselves into. Stephanie, as soon as you leave the room, the kids start fighting. They can't even play together. How do you think they're going to behave outside? Let's talk about out in public. You're pushing Lucy and the kids are just running off. And then what I did see didn't please me at all. When those kids picked up those stones and threw them across the road where they were passing cars. Who knows what could have happened? You don't want them growing up. That when they're 13, 14, they're getting in trouble and you've got the old Bill knocking on your door, Simon. Got cheeky with a copper, decided to throw a brick somewhere, lost his temper. You don't want that.
No chance.
What's going on with bedtimes?
Ask her.
I'm gonna ask you. You're the one on the couch. Do you know how mad that is?
Be nice to actually say to him, right, time to go to bed now. Go to bed, get in bed, and stay in bed.
There is no bedtime routine that allow the children to be able to take a bath, unwind, have stories read, and then put to bed. When I spent time with you yesterday in that kitchen, you were trying to talk to me and you were just in tears.
I'm in the same routine day in, day out, being stuck in the house with the children, yet I have to cope with them. It's always me trying to please people.
But you've obviously not been able to talk to one another about this.
No, because we just end up rowing then in front of the kids, don't we?
Now, I know I can give you the tools and the techniques to be able to change that. You guys have got to be able to give commitment, patience, perseverance, and faith to know that you can turn your household around. Are you guys prepared to do that? Because if you are, I think we ought to start work straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And the first thing Supernanny wants to do is establish a new family routine, which will set aside time for Dad to have fun with the boys.
You can see here, to 4:45, I've put doting Dad time because that's the time that I want you to be spending with the boys, okay?
And introduce the one thing that Simon and Stephanie are desperate for, a proper bedtime routine.
Then at 8 o'clock, boys' bedtime story. Lights out at 8:30, and then, Simon, you get in at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I think I'll leave you to open up this bit here. In the bed with Mum, all right? You're getting back in your own bed. Wink, nudge, nudge. All right, we'll leave that there.
So with a new routine in place, Supernanny decides it's time to tackle the boys' bad behaviour using the one thing she knows they love, football. So instead of using the naughty step, she's decided to issue each boy with their very own penalty spot.
Circles.
If the boys misbehave, they'll be placed on the spots for 1 minute for every year of their age. Once their time is up, an apology, kiss and hug end the technique.
Each time you fail to do one of those steps, it means you don't allow the next step to work correctly.
I think the penalty spot could work for Simon because you used to lose it and shout and rant and rave, but this time, you know, you keep calm, you give them a warning, you send them on there, you know, and it's done and dusted and forgotten about, so I think he'll keep his cool a lot more as well.
And with trouble brewing at tea time, Steph won't have long to wait to put the penalty spots into practice.
Oh, don't do that, Rhys, please. Right, don't do that, please. You know you eat properly, don't you?
OK, warning for his attitude.
Now, listen, if you, Lewis, and you, Rhys, carry on misbehaving, this is your first warning, you'll get put on the penalty spot. Now, come on, eat.
Can I play ball face?
Right, well, so don't say it again, please.
Okay. He says, get out the way, stinky son.
Right, I've told you not to say that.
Oh, sorry.
No. I asked you not to say that word. So when I warned you not to say it, you shouldn't say it again. But I didn't want you to
Right,
say
you're having
the
conversation.
But with Mum floundering, Supernanny steps
What you're
in.
going to do is you're going to go over to it, OK, that penalty spot, and then you're going to sit down with Lewis, eye contact, same height level, and you're going to tell him why you've placed him on that penalty spot. Once you've done that, you're going to walk away, you're going to carry on, OK, with dinner. And we'll be left there for 7 minutes.
Because I asked you not to say that word and you said it again, OK?
After 7 minutes reflecting on what he has done, Supernanny makes sure Mum carries out the final stage of the technique.
Explain why you placed them on the penalty spot and then get an apology.
Lewis, turn round. No, please, turn round. Listen, the reason I put you on here was because I asked you not to say that word. Just say you're sorry, and then we'll have a hug and a kiss, and we'll go back to tea.
Sorry.
Right, give us a kiss.
So, Mum, bring him off the penalty spot and then bring him through into the kitchen, OK?
But when he comes off the spot, he's in no mood to cooperate.
I'm not eating it when it's cold.
If he's not eating it when it's cold, all right, then he won't be eating nothing else. OK? It's as simple as that. Nothing. Don't pass it back to him. We're not playing frisbee. Having Stephanie give the children one warning and follow through to the penalty spot was a big improvement for Stephanie, as she would give loads of warnings and they wouldn't listen to her. This time, they know they've got to start taking her seriously.
During her observation, Supernanny noticed Dom and Dad's no-nonsense approach with the boys. So to soften him up, she introduces doting dad time, an hour a day designed to help him relax and let his boys be boys.
Wait your turn. Daddy's explaining
Give
the
me
rules.
that. I'll tell you what, carry on, Rhys. You end up breaking it, you carry on.
Okay, impulsiveness shows an emotional immaturity. So what we're going to be doing is developing that.
Things start off well with Dad keeping calm.
But you have to take them out carefully so that you don't make that noise, OK?
It's not long before one of the boys loses interest
Oh, he's made a noise. Good try.
Come on, give him a good try.
and storms off.
This is about encouragement now, all right? You did a good try, son. Let's come back in, all right?
OK.
Bring him back in.
Right. Wait there, Rhys. Don't touch anything, please. That's all part of the game. Come on. We'll try again in a minute when it's your go. Come here then, I'll carry you down in the front room. And it makes that noise, you have to let somebody else have a go, don't you?
But despite Dad's best efforts, Rhys just won't play nicely.
Rhys, I'm not going to tell you it again.
I give him a warning.
Right, Rhys, a warning now. Next time when you're on the penalty spot, OK? Rhys, can you sit up, please? I'm thinking he ain't listening.
So off to the spot he goes.
You bring him straight to the penalty spot. You put him on it. You come down to his level.
Right.
Right it down. And you explain him why he's on this penalty spot.
Right, you didn't listen to me. So on here now, you can stay in here for 5 minutes. And stay in there for 5 minutes, please.
Walk away.
So whilst Dad and Lewis continue their game, Rhys is left to reflect on his bad behaviour.
If I get it out, I get to keep it.
Okay.
Is that fair? So which one
And
do you
after
want?
5 minutes, it's time for Rhys to come off.
Right, Rhys. Right, come here. Come here.
He's there. He's there. He's there.
Rhys, you know why you was put on the spot, don't you? For not listening.
What do you say? Just say to him, what do you say? I want an
What do you
apology.
say? What do you say when you've been naughty? Pardon? Well, come on then.
And a squeaky apology from Rhys means everyone can return to enjoy their game.
So do it with my eyes closed.
You dealt with a discipline and recaptured it all back again with Rhys.
Okay.
Okay, which was great. And it does show that they do need that time with you to be able to learn how to share and play a game and
Okay.
have that quality time with you. The boys really ain't that bad. They just needed a very effective discipline technique to be put into practice, and that's what's happening now.
So with both Mum and Dad getting to grips with the penalty spots, Supernanny decides it's time to call it a night. But the next morning when she returns, Supernanny finds that Rhys has broken a flower pot, leaving house-proud Simon fuming.
Are you waiting to talk to Daddy?
Speak to what I've done there. I'm going to speak to him in a minute. Come here.
Simon, come here with me for a minute, mate.
It's time to call a halt to her teaching and take Simon aside.
If every time you see something, you just fly off the handle and you don't have any self-discipline to be able to keep yourself contained, those kids, they're scared. And then you walk in, and no words of a lie, you walk in and it's like that. It's like a bulldozer. Literally, you walk in and you're like, who did this, who did that?
But despite Supernanny's appeals for calm, when he realises local teenagers are hanging around outside, Simon can't resist a confrontation.
But listen to me
I
for a
want to
minute.
say something first.
Listen to me. No, you're flying off the angle.
Stay there, Rhys.
Don't go mad.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'll throw all three of you in the boot of my car and drop it off in the woods. So go away.
Let me just say something. Calm down. Calm down. There's no need for it, Simon. I don't want you to get mad. You don't need to get mad. Them kids are just having a laugh with it. Oh, here he goes. He's kicking off. We'll start. We'll wind him up. Let their parents deal with their kids. You focus on yours. Rhys wanted to say something, and I really do believe he genuinely felt that.
All right, I'm sorry for shouting at you.
So having succeeded in getting Rhys back in his father's good books, Supernanny decides it's time to find out what life under Simon's roof is like for Lewis.
It's just boring in the house. When I'm in the house, I have no friends to play with. Only my brother.
So you're not allowed anybody in the house to play with?
No. We're not even allowed him in the house now. Because my dad says.
Do you know what Jojo's got in her pocket?
What?
I've got 2 wooden dice. You know what we could do with these dice? We could play a game with Rhys.
Yeah.
You could have one each.
Yeah.
We could throw it, like roll it across the floor so that it hits one of the walls at the back, yeah? Inside the house or outside. And whoever gets the highest number gets a point.
Do you want to play outside because it's more bouncier? We're not allowed to make a mark on the floor. And my dad shouts.
These won't make a mark. But you know what they will do?
What?
They'll make us smile and we'll have lots of fun. Come on then.
1, 2, 3.
That's gutting. Absolutely gutting. That poor little boy wants to be able to play upstairs. Just feel quite emotional.
3.
Can't enjoy himself with his brother because he's scared that his dad will shout at him.
1, 2, 3.
It's incredibly sad. I'm about to go and have fun with this little boy.
3.
Rhys 5, Lewis 5.
And with Dad away at work, the 2 boys play happily inside the house.
Careful.
Now it's time for Supernanny to get back to the job in hand and tackle the school run.
Because I've seen the children throw stones, not listen to you, and run away, we're going to do the walk this way technique. So
The
hold on
first
to
stage of the
pram.
technique is to give the boys the option of either holding onto the pram or walking no further than 1 metre in front.
Okay. So they're in your eye shot, they're by the pram, but they're not running off down the street.
If the boys play up or run off, they'll be forced to hold Mum's hand or the pram until she feels they can be trusted. But there'll be no quick fix for this dastardly duo, who are soon up to their old tricks. And Supernanny is forced to take charge.
What's happening here?
We're starting to fight now.
Mummy has given you the chance to show how you can behave yourself, and the pair of you have decided to have fights. Now, if you're going to fight, then you have to hold on the pram. We're going to school.
It's clear to Supernanny that teaching these kids to walk nicely won't be easy.
You're back to where your mother told you to stand with the pram. Do not smile. It is not funny. You do as you're told. You keep saying to Mummy, can we let go of the pram? Mummy will decide. All right, let's go.
And once she's shown them who's boss, the boys soon learn that listening to their mother and walking nicely gets them far further than fighting.
It's much better than hearing Mummy shout all the time. You know, this is the way it should be, OK?
Their behaviour needed to be curbed. Mum kept on the technique. She was persistent and showed them really that they have to be responsible for their own behaviour.
And that evening, with Simon at work and the boys happy and relaxed, Supernanny can finally tackle the problem that's been giving everyone sleepless nights.
Tonight is a new night for you because what we are going to do is follow through with a bedtime routine. But
She introduces Steph to a completely new routine, designed to create the right ambience for sleep. And tonight, instead of falling asleep on the sofa, the boys will be put to bed and each read a story. Supernanny knows that getting the boys to stay in their beds all night will be a tougher challenge. So in case they try to sneak into Mum's bed, she's got a surprise up her sleeve.
if that ain't loud enough to wake you up, I don't know what is.
It's the end of an exhausting day and time for Supernanny to leave. But for Steph, the battle over bedtime is just beginning. At 1 a.m, Rhys decides he'd rather sleep with his mum. But with Supernanny's chimes working a treat, soon Rhys is back in his bunk. And when Lewis tries to sneak in a few hours later, once again Steph springs into action. Steph's determined that no little boys are getting into her bed tonight. Which all means that when Dad gets home, for the first time in 5 years, he's able to climb into his own bed. The next morning, Supernanny returns to conclude her teaching, only to find a less than warm reception.
What, so would you walk up to someone and do that?
I'm going to give a toss what goes on this house anymore.
Good morning, Simon.
Morning. Bedroom slippers.
So what's going on here with Simon? Why is he getting so irate? Sorry?
People in his house.
Right, OK. I've come here because your family asked me to come here and help you both. I think he's having incredible difficulty with recognising there's change going on. If I haven't got willing parents that want to work together, that's going to make it incredibly difficult. And I think really there needs to be a heart-to-heart. I think you really need to be able to sit down and say to Simon, you know, what are the issues here? Because I truly don't believe that the issues are about me being in this house.
It's time for round 2 of Supernanny versus Simon.
Simon, you need to recognise that some of your meticulous ways in controlling everything is going to suffocate and break the spirits of your children and your partner. You're over-controlling and it's incredibly ugly to watch. Now, I know you've got pride in your home, but you're not allowing the children to be children. Life doesn't evolve around you, Simon. It's about you all coming together as a family.
But it soon becomes clear to Supernanny that there's more at issue here than keeping up appearances.
Do you think you behave like a couple that love and respect one another?
Nope. I'm fed up of it. It's the same day in, day out, same scenario.
You always say what you think to me. I'm the one that keeps my gob shut and carries on, just for the sake so that the kids don't hear it. But now Simon has to open his gob all the time. I mean, you heard him before. I'm a human being and you should treat me like one.
Well, the way I see things, I should just pack my stuff and go and then let her get on with it.
What I'm hearing from you right now is just rage.
Unless you can get Steph and Simon talking, there's little Supernanny can do for Lewis and Rhys.
Why are you sitting on this sofa, Simon?
I want us to get on. Kids to change. Things like that.
What does Simon do that you absolutely love?
Me and him, when we're together, we're so childish sometimes when we're... Do you know what I mean? You know, if it was all 5 of us having a laugh together, it'd be, you know, a lot better.
What about yourself?
Everything about her.
unless you talk, you're not going to resolve anything. And ultimately, to be able to talk and to resolve means that you can be on the same page with one another, and you'll be able to raise the boys and put in the techniques and apply and be able to change things together as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah? So freshly today.
So with Mum and Dad back on track, Supernanny decides the whole family could benefit from some time together.
Give it a go. Listen, listen. Have a go.
Oh no.
Go on.
Supernanny's teaching time has come to an end. For the next week, Simon and Stephanie will be left to cope alone.
I just hope that Stephanie can really keep up with the routine, the penalty spot, and I just really do hope that Simon can get on board with making sure that he's a part of his own family. It's incredibly important because at the moment, this family are living under Simon's moods. And, you know, it's not right. It's not right. But fingers crossed Stephanie can steer this ship and make sure that her boys are on track.
And that evening, the boys are in for a surprise. For the first time ever, Dad is doing bedtime.
Bath, please. You.
You've got school
In the bath.
tomorrow.
You've got school tomorrow, bath.
And while he needs a bit of gentle coaching from Mum,
There. What am I doing?
You need to get 2 books out. When you finish reading the book, finish on a good note.
Lie down, please.
it appears that Simon is a natural.
Right, one night in early winter, a snowflake fell in 100-acre wood. It was followed by another and another. Soon the air was thick with, what's that, spinning, swirling flakes. Doesn't tally up though with that when reading that one there, and then you read that one. Ah well. Ignore it, don't matter.
And whilst Mum listens nervously downstairs, the boys settle in a record 20 minutes.
So finally,
For Simon, it's a revelation.
oh bother, he said. I suppose it's time to get up. I've never read him a bedtime story before. Better than just letting him fall asleep downstairs. You're reading them a story and they're asking you questions. You want to see the pictures, bonding, all 3 of us bonding together. Okay, I do wish that I'd done it a long time ago. Maybe I should have done it a long time ago, but these things happen.
It's the first morning without Supernanny, and straight away Steph faces a challenge: the walk to school.
Stop! Listen, right, Rhys, here, now.
And while Steph starts off being tough,
Now, running in the road and running off on me is naughty. So now, you will hold the pram. Come on, what a favourite fun bit,
Rhys,
You talk like that again, and when I warn you, you'll get moved.
before long she caves in, and the boys end up walking all over her.
Rhys, are you going to walk nicely? Because then I'll let you walk there.
Back at the house, Lewis and Rhys are just as determined to test Steph's resolve, this time with the penalty spots.
You are getting your warning now. I asked you to come out of there and you wouldn't, so that's why I ended up poking you in the eye. You're now getting a warning. The next time I have to tell you off, you'll be on the penalty spot. You'll be on the penalty spot. Stop shouting at me. You can go on the penalty spot now. Penalty spot for 7 minutes, okay?
And although Mum takes charge, she forgets to tell Lewis why he's been put on the penalty spot. And instead of getting tough with Rhys when he won't listen to her, Steph gets involved in a debate.
In the kitchen. Swearing! I'm going to give you a warning in a minute. If you're not going to do as you're told, you can go on the penalty spot in the kitchen. So go in the kitchen, please, now.
But at least she's being tougher with Lewis, whose wandering ways are just about to earn him another 7 minutes.
Now, because you come off the penalty spot, your time starts all over again.
And it's not long before Rhys joins his brother.
5 minutes on there until you learn to behave. You can get off the spot now, because what you did, the way you've behaved since Joe's gone is just terrible. I've asked you to behave God knows how many times.
Right, you can get off the penalty spot now. But I want you to calm down too, OK? I'm not going to accept that behaviour. Say. You don't get to come off it until you say.
Despite the initial resistance, Steph's perseverance has paid off. For the first time ever, she's been able to discipline both boys without losing control. But over the next few days, it becomes increasingly obvious that the boys just aren't taking Mum seriously.
What did you say, Lewis?
I said no.
Do that again, and I'm going to give you the warning.
Lewis and Rhys, in now! You know what? They're just ignoring me.
And when a fight between Lewis and Rhys triggers a vulgar outburst,
Fat face. Fucker. Lewis just told me to fuck off.
Get the spots out, Steph. You can both put the spots down.
it's clear that Supernanny needs to get back and take charge.
Calm down and be in control.
Not impressed with what she's seen, it's time for her to return to Warrington and show them footage of where they've been going wrong. And first up, it's time to review Dad putting the boys to bed.
Steph, what am I doing?
You need to get 2 books out. When you finish reading the book, finish on a good note.
Right, one night in early winter, a snowflake fell in. It was followed by another and another. Soon the air was thick with, spinning, swirling flakes.
To see this, Simon, is really beautiful. They're sitting there eagerly waiting for you to read stories. Your temperament is fantastic. You really held it down and recognised how important it was for you to give the boys some daddy time. It's very impressive. I think you should be very proud.
But she's not so proud of Stephanie.
Rhys, are you going to walk nicely? Because then I'll let you walk there.
They've clearly shown you that they can't be trusted on this school journey. Because every time they get an inch, they take a mile. So that's when you pull the reins straight in. No, actually, you're holding the stroller all the way to school today.
You are getting your warning now. Next time I have to tell you off, you'll be on the penalty spot. You'll be on the penalty spot.
Right here, when you gave him that warning, you shouldn't have even bothered talking. Like, follow through with the steps. So once you've given the warning, you don't even have to have any confrontation with him so that he's whining back and you're whining back and everybody's doing a pantomime. I did, you didn't, I did, I didn't.
If you're going to carry on being rude, you're going to get a warning. Do that again, and I'm going to give you the warning.
Do that again, and I'm going to give you the warning. What should you have given him?
A warning.
You're just giving him a warning.
You're giving him an option. Whacked it. I'll take you both downstairs in a minute, put it on the spot, and I'll knock you the finger off each. Lie down, go to sleep.
The kids don't listen to you. Simon then goes to control the situation, and then what you've both got really is the wait till your father get home syndrome. They can disrespect you, not listen to you, do what they want, but, oh, if Dad's in the house, it's a different kettle of fish. Back off, Simon. If you can do that, what you'll do is you'll give Stephanie the chance to be able to empower herself and step up to the plate.
Fat face. Fucker. Lewis just told me to fuck off.
That's awful. You shouldn't have said the word what he said. So sit down on there for 5 minutes.
Back to square one. Carry on with this.
No, we're not.
Go on, carry on, and I'll throw you out the front door. Why do you keep butting the door?
Ignore what he's doing. Ignore what he's doing because he'll stop it.
Weirdo.
Why?
Stop butting the door. Look, let's do it again.
Well, just leave him. He's going to be the one with the sore head. Just shush. No need for that. It is about being in control and staying calm. That's why the penalty spot is there for the boys, so that they can reflect about what they've done and think about it and do their time on that spot, and you can walk away. Because unless you walk away, this is what you get. So what we definitely need to do is work on the warnings for the warnings for the warnings, get that straight. And then Simon, obviously, work with Stephanie so she feels more empowered about her authority in the home. So are you guys up for some more work this afternoon?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Let's get going then.
So to stop Steph issuing warning after warning, and to prevent Dad from jumping in and undermining her, Supernanny gathers everyone in the front room to play a game.
Right, now Rhys goes first because he's the youngest, and then it's you, Lewis, and then it's me because I'm the eldest.
But for this exercise, Dad will be banished to the sofa, meaning Mum must take sole charge of the discipline.
Oh, green again. So Lewis can't go on that one because Rhys is already on it. You have to go to the next green one.
What's the point?
But soon the boys begin to play up.
Turn round and say to the boys, this is your warning. I want you both to behave nicely with this game. Any nonsense with each other, and you're on a penalty spot.
Right, I'm telling you now, we're going to play nicely. If you carry on moving your brother's figures out the way, then I'm not going to let you play. I'll put you on the penalty spot. You ready?
And with Rhys taking no notice of Steph's warning, she whips him off to the penalty spot with no interference from Dad.
OK, that was brilliant. Straight away, you gave him a warning, and you didn't even say anything else. You just took him straight to the spot.
This is good, this game.
It is, isn't it?
Can we play again?
When you play now.
Supernanny's teaching has nearly come to an end. But there's just time for a fun family trip to the park.
As you feel the wind pull the kite, just gently release the string, OK? Go.
Hold it there, Rhys, a second.
Let me try!
Quick, run!
Run!
But when the kite breaks, Lewis decides he'd rather play with the local teenagers than with his parents.
I don't want to play it here.
Just give Daddy a minute, look. He's trying to fix your kite for you.
Here, do you need that?
Take him in. You can take him in. You. Hold now. Tell you what, I'll take him in. Get in. Get in. Come on.
Simon decides that if he won't play nicely, he won't play at all. And with Lewis and Dad at loggerheads, Supernanny's determined to bring them together before she leaves.
He's not having a go at you or telling you off. He's just talking to you because he loves you very much and he's concerned.
But when they go to the shop, Dad, when they go to the shop, I don't go with them.
You want to stop snivelling?
Yeah.
Right, yours. Yeah?
Was that a laugh?
That a laugh. Right, listen to me. You're 7, aren't you?
Yeah.
People like that, they smoke and they drink and they'll be asking you to do it. And Daddy doesn't want you to do things
I
like
don't
that.
want you to do it, no.
Yeah, but they'll egg you on and do it, and Daddy don't want you to do that.
Why? Because you love him lots, that's why.
No smoke.
Daddy loves you loads and loads.
Dad.
Give Daddy a hug. Give each other a hug because Daddy loves you very much.
We're going to start whinging.
OK?
So with the boys happily tucked into bed, the war in Warrington appears to have been won.
Kiss. Take care. You're welcome. Take care, Simon.
See you later.
It's been one tough roller coaster. With all that has gone on here in this house, I do believe that they will take that in, digest it, and flourish day by day. I mean, it's going to be one step at a time for this family, but they're on the right track now, and that's what's important.
With Joe being here, it has been tough, but it is worth it because I've seen a change in the boys.
I'd be a lot happier if Simon didn't have his fits sometimes, but you know, can't have everything. I've got the kids sorted, so that's a bonus.
I think without Joe being here, it'll be a task, but I can make it work.
And true to his word, over the next few weeks, Simon's hard work and Stephanie's patience pay off. Their 2 tearaways are now the best of brothers, and the whole family are feeling the benefits.
Simon's a lot calmer now since Joe's been, and he doesn't tend to shout. You know, the boys love being with the dad, being able to play.
Let me do your first one. Let me do first.
The children are sorted now. Obviously, Joe can't help with everything, so there's still other things that I need to do.